ESPN's Damian Woody, a guest this morning on Bart and Hahn on ESPN Radio.
They could get there. And I know, there's a lot of people that don't want to hear that, but they could get there. Because the Patriots are doing a lot of the things needed to get there well. They're second in scoring defense. They're really good in red zone defense. They're good in third down defense. They're good in taking away the football on defense.
Patriots and the Falcons kick tonight, beginning just after 8 p.m. Eastern Time. New England 6.5-point road favorite, according to Caesars Sportsbook. Also tonight, Major League Baseball will hand out its final 2 regular season awards, the MVP in both leagues. And should Shohei Ohtani and the Angels win, one bettor out there is going to break the bank at William Hill, turning a $30,000 bet into $900,000 in profit.
Chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword PAY to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's PAY to 200-200.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Engell Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different.
Welcome in to the Engell studio. I'm Tank Spencer, ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And we got a lot on the table today.
We got all kinds of stuff today.
We got special announcements. We've got a couple of guests. We have 2 guests.
That has got to be a first. I don't think we have ever had 2 guests in the same show.
That absolutely might be a record. Anyway.
It has to be important, relevant information. When I said, yes, I will give up 2 separate 20-minute segments of me talking at all.
Right. We're going to shift things out of order a little bit today as well. Usually we have Tar Heel time with Jones Angell at 4 o'clock, but we've got a very special guest joining us at 4 o'clock today. Jones will be joining us at 3:30 this afternoon to talk about the Tar Heels.
Jones, who is also an every week very special guest.
Yes, he is. I don't mean to slight Jones at all. We love our Tar Heel time with Jones Angell each and every week right here on your home for Tar Heel football and basketball all season long, ESPN Asheville. We will also, though, at 4 o'clock, be talking to Natalie Jarrett from the Charlotte FC. Big announcement today that the Charlotte FC is going to be hosting their first home game against the LA Galaxy.
It's expected to be the biggest game in MLS history. The most actually participated in live audience game in MLS history. Right here.
In Charlotte. Yes.
Well,
yeah.
Down the road.
Yeah.
Right here in Charlotte.
Yeah, there we go. Of course, we will have all of your football ins and outs as well throughout the program today. And Thursday Night Football, Jeremy's going to have his picks coming up at the end of the hour.
Give you
the Green on Greene.
Look at that game. Tell me what you think's going to happen. Probably what I'm getting ready to tell you.
New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. And I got a lot surrounding these 2 teams to talk about today. Because Jeremy said something before the show started that I think might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard him say. And
there's not a lot of competition because I don't say a lot of dumb things.
Oh, stop that.
Pretty bright guy.
Yeah,
not just a hat rack, my friend. Not just a hat rack.
And of course, everybody is crazy about Mac Jones. So we're going to talk quarterback rookie rankings. What's the mid-season update from Mr. Flostradamus, Mr. Draft Nerd Extraordinaire, Jeremy Greene? So, Thursday Night Football tonight. The thing that Jeremy said that I thought might be the dumbest thing possible And this kind of dovetails into something that came up on Threadbare Thursday this morning in the Sportsocracy. Check us out on YouTube every weekday morning at 10 a.m. Thursdays are always fun because we just open it up, and whatever y'all want to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about. And somebody asked in the comments today, was the worst NFL jersey, or was the worst sports jersey of all time? Now, we haven't done the background on this. We haven't done our ranking. We'll do that another day. But before we came on the air, I told Jeremy I was really excited because the Atlanta Falcons are going to be wearing their throwbacks today. And he said,
grossly overrated.
You are insane.
Top 5 most overrated jerseys, and they're so basic. They're
and that's
unbelievably
why they're
basic.
Great.
I don't agree with you. There are only a few uniforms that can be that basic and be great.
The old black Deion Sanders era Atlanta Falcons uniforms with the black helmet with the old school Falcon on the side, the black jerseys and the white pants.
They're not great.
That's one of the cleanest looks in NFL football history.
Yeah, they're not great.
No, they're number 2 all time behind the Raiders.
And I like the Raiders. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you're going throwbacks, this is not even in the discussion of best throwbacks. New England Patriots throwbacks, and trust me, as a Jets fan, that pains me to say, New England Patriots throwbacks, they're up there. They're top 2.
I'd go top 5.
Name me one better.
Tampa Bay Buccaneer creamsicles.
Those are up there, too. I'll give you that. The Atlanta Falcons will be that will not be in this discussion anywhere.
Oakland Raiders 1. Atlanta Falcons 2.
The Oakland Raiders it's just what they wear now. That's not a throwback.
When you have a classic look, you stick with the classic look. Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same guy that doesn't like the Miami Heat
because they're awful.
Miami Vice jerseys, and you killed them. You broke them. Yeah,
and I'm
you broke
glad
them.
I did.
And now we get a suicide note, and that's you did that, and I'm very angry about that
because they're absolutely awful. The teal and the pink all meshed together and faded together. No, they're beautiful. They're gross.
It's a beautiful, wonderful look.
They're almost as bad as Atlanta's new uniforms.
No, I would actually Atlanta's new uniforms better than the throwbacks. Not really all that close, actually. Undeniable.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Undeniable. Not close.
Mm-hmm. Says Mr. Mullet Man. The 1980s called. They want their hair back.
The mullet's coming back. You at 14's calling. They would like to give your hair back. You want to take hair shots? I'm not sure that's the path I'd go down, but you take a lot of shots at me. That's just not necessarily one that if I were you, I would feel that great about doing.
Well, that's okay. A lot of people like to look homeless, and that's fine.
Hey, it's coming back. Mullet's coming back.
It ran its course in the 1980s, and it ran its course about 14 months ago.
Nope. Still great. Still wonderful. Still awesome. I have people come up to me all the time and go, your hair, A1 since day one. Well, steak sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Your hair, steak sauce. A1.
Not a chance. Not a chance. I can't believe you don't like the Atlanta Falcons old school jerseys.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
Oh, that's insane to me. But anyway, the Atlanta Falcons will be the best dressed team in the NFL on the field tonight. And unfortunately, that's about as far as we can go with that.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of other nice things to say.
No.
Because the New England Patriots have the best rookie so far this year.
Yep, they do.
And here's the sweeping declaration on that. I'd still have him at 5.
Really?
I'd still have him at 5.
After everything you've seen from Mac Jones this year, you still believe that he should have been the 5th quarterback off the board?
100% I do, because I think you're seeing that this is the qualm with Alabama players constantly. They're the most pro-ready, but there's no growth.
Mm-hmm.
What better do you think Mac Jones can be than what you have seen? You think he's just going to grow a deep ball arm? No. You think he's all of a sudden out of nowhere going to become athletic? No. He's going to be a very high-end game manager.
Mm-hmm.
And through 8 games, that's the best I can say. Is he the highest graded of the rookies? Without a doubt. He was also the most pro-ready.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the best team.
Right.
Not by much, but and he's done a lot with very little. I don't like the weapons that much. I think the offensive game plan is very limited. And yet they're the only team among the rookies that are going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, minus the non-applicable of Trey Lance.
Right.
They're going to make the playoffs. It's just going to have absolutely nothing to do with you.
Is Mac Jones, is he the quarterback who is in the most perfect situation?
100%. Probably the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But we said that in the pre-draft process. If he goes to the right place, he can be a very serviceable NFL quarterback. And that's exactly what he is.
When you say serviceable, how long does he have this job?
Oh, quite some time.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, he is a high-end version of Colt McCoy. That's what I've said forever. There is no upside. There's no Mac Jones is going to win MVPs. That's not going to happen. He's going to win Rookie of the Year, and be really honest with yourself as to why. Because Trevor Lawrence has been terrible. Mm-hmm. Zack Wilson's not even the starter of the Jets. Neither is Trey Lance, and Justin Fields has been horribly inconsistent. What do you think? They're going to give it to a running back? Do you think he's going to go to Najee Harris?
Jamar Chase.
No. Jamar Chase is not winning Rookie of the Year. Mac Jones is going to win Rookie of the Year.
Because he's the quarterback of a playoff team.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But 5 years down the road, this is the question you originally asked me. If you had it to do over again, what order would you take the quarterbacks in? Mm-hmm. The exact same order they got taken in. They didn't miss that. Trevor Lawrence is still, without a doubt, the most likely to be a franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue if I had to change anything, I would probably have bumped Zack Wilson down. But I don't know for who. I haven't seen enough of Trey Lance, and I've seen enough bad in Justin Fields to go, okay, let's bump the brakes on 2 decent games.
Yeah, but again, though, the bad that you've seen from Justin Fields, it hasn't been there in 2 games.
Okay, that's 2 games.
Okay, well, that's fine.
And the bad that I saw was some of the worst I've ever seen. Yeah, it's going to take more than 2 games to erase that for me.
Except for Davis Mills.
But Davis Mills was a 3rd-round pick. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about of a guy that went in the top 15. I don't know that I've ever seen a rookie quarterback be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing. This is not jet-colored glasses. The best I've seen any rookie play was Zack Wilson.
Really?
Against the Tennessee Titans, he was the best rookie by 10 miles. He's also had the highest quarterback rating of any rookie this year in that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the fun of projection. Who can be an elite quarterback? Zack Wilson can. Do I find it to be really likely at this point? No. But that's more of the Jets than it is him.
Mm-hmm.
I see some of the same things that bothered me when he was at BYU. Trevor Lawrence, I just think he's surrounded by dog water. I think it's really hard for a star to shine bright when it's surrounded by piddle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the Jacksonville Jaguars are. They're not very good. But at the end of the day, if I had it to do over again, I'm the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Would I take Mac Jones over Justin Fields? Not a shot. Not a chance in this world. Because I see exactly what he is. And that's fine. On a team like that, that's fine. That's what Bill wanted him to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason you're seeing Bill start a rookie when he never has before. Because this is a high-end rookie.
Mm-hmm. But
how much better is he going to
be? Right.
Well, I mean, just look at what he's done. Do you think he's going to be better than this?
Right. Mac Jones, according to Pro Football Focus, in the last 4 games, I just thought this was unbelievable. He is first in passing grade, offensive grade, passer rating, and fewest turnover-worthy plays, which I feel like is an important stat for rookie quarterbacks.
Turnover-worthy plays is a huge stat.
Mm-hmm. Second in fewest interceptions in the last 4 games in the NFL with just 1. 4th in big-time throws. Describe that for. What are big-time throws?
Big-time throw is basically everything that Mac Jones doesn't do. And it's a very misleading stat because it's a percentage-based stat.
Okay.
So what that's saying is that the highest number of his throws have been high-level, next-level throws. Tight window, scoring plays fall into that.
Deep downfield.
Basically plays that you go, hey, that should have been on SportsCenter. That's the best way. It's not a roundabout stat.
But does it have to be like 20-plus yards downfield kind of thing? Or okay.
No, it can be a tight window throw from 10 yards. Mm-hmm. That can be a big-time throw.
Okay.
Especially if it leads to it gets into situation, down and distance, all kinds of things like that.
And this is not, again, amongst rookies. This is amongst all quarterbacks in the NFL in the last 4 games.
And here's where I would combat that.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that was against the New York Jets?
Good point.
Because of the yardage, it was almost 40% of it. Let's play a fun game with Mac Jones.
Okay.
Would you like to hear, and I'm not a yardage guy by any stretch, but this is relevant in this case.
Okay.
Would you like to hear Mac Jones' yardage numbers in every game he's played this year?
Yeah.
281 in a loss, 186 in a win, 270 and 275 in losses, 231 in a win, 229 in an overtime loss, 307, 217, 139, and 198 in wins. The less he does, the better they are. That's unequivocal. The lowest rated games he's had this year, most attempts he had. That's not an accident. And it hasn't really mattered who the defenses were, because one of those was Tampa Bay, whose secondary is bad.
Right.
He's a great game manager. This is not Patriot hate. It's not Patriot slander. It's nothing like that. He's doing exactly what he's asked to do. But now, do I think he's going to be the stalwart of the franchise? No, I don't. When this is Josh McDaniels' team, who is a god-awful NFL head coach, he's a great coordinator. He's a god-awful NFL head coach. One of the worst in-game coaches that we've seen in the last 15 years. Do I think this is going to continue? Not really. I attribute this more to Bill. The Bill apologists, this is the season you've been looking for to combat people like me that go, well, he's 15, 20 games below 500 without Tom. Okay, well, he did this with a rookie. Now, my argument to that would be your wins are 2 of them are against the Jets, one of them's the Texans, one of them's the terrible Browns, one of them's the bad Panthers, and one of them was the Chargers, who I can't figure out what they are.
And you're getting ready to have one against the Atlanta Falcons.
Woohoo!
Right.
Starting after this week, you go Tennessee, Buffalo, Indianapolis, Buffalo. Let's talk in 4 weeks. How's that sound? Let's talk after you go through that, and we'll see exactly what old Mac Jones is, shall we?
Of the rookie quarterbacks right now, though, I mean, so for this year, there's no doubt you have to rank Mac 1, right? Best rookie
certainly
season.
This year, yes.
Right.
That's not saying much, because 3 of them have either been non-existent or bad.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to rank Mac 1. Would you put Trevor at 2, despite his faults, or does that belong to Justin Fields, the way he's turned it around?
I could say the same thing about Zack Wilson. Zack Wilson's had 2 very good games. He's had 2 very bad games. That's what they've all done. And you know why? Because they're rookies on bad teams. In terms of the future outlook of them, nothing's changed. For this year, I would say it's Mac Jones 1. There is a canyon between 1 and 2. If you made me pick a 2, I would say Fields 2, Wilson 3, Lawrence 4, Trey Lance a non-applicable, really 5.
Right, because he hasn't really played.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to grade him. I haven't seen anything special from Trevor Lawrence. I haven't seen much special from Justin Fields. I've seen a little bit of special from Zack Wilson, and I've seen absolutely nightmarishly bad.
Are you disappointed in Trevor?
No. I mean, if you remember, this is what we thought about Andrew Luck. This is what we thought about Peyton Manning. This is what happens. Because a quarterback this high level is given the keys to the castle. Trevor Lawrence is calling checks at the line. He's doing high-level things. He's not doing it well. And at the end of the day, he's throwing to a punt returner. I mean, Jamal Agnew has been a punt returner in this league for years. That's one of his best weapons. Am I holding that against Trevor? No. And these people that are throwing dirt on him, good luck. I mean, if you're selling shares of Trevor Lawrence, I can tell you where they can land, and it's right here. Go in my little Bitcoin wallet with money I don't know what to do with.
Of all the quarterbacks, do you have a definitive to say this rookie quarterback is not a franchise quarterback?
It depends on what you're asking me with franchise quarterback.
All right, franchise quarterback would be he's going to be the leader, signal caller, whatever, of this team for 12 years.
I can only say that about one that I've seen play at any real substance.
Okay.
That's played a lot of games. Okay. I would, if you made me pick on Trey Lance right now, I would go, I don't like what I've seen. The one I would say is Justin Fields. Justin Fields can pick on bad secondaries. and his feet are good enough. The problem is that he is going to get figured out very, very quickly because they're scheming a lot of things to him. Now, could he be a franchise quarterback? Sure. If you're making me pick one, that's the one I would pick.
Okay.
And two would be Zack Wilson because there's so much instability. Out of a rookie, I want to see things start to level off. The problem is when I think that was going to happen with Wilson, he got knocked out of the lineup. And now he's not going to play this week. I do think he will retake that job in a week. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. That schedule gets real easy. That's another problem that I have with Mac Jones. How many teams in the NFL played an easier schedule, according to Vegas, than the New England Patriots?
One. That's it.
And guess who it is? The Buffalo Bills in the division.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Jets, on the other hand, have played the 6th toughest schedule. The Bears have played the 11th toughest schedule. Jacksonville's is 16. You know what they all have in common? It's much easier towards the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when we do this at the end of the year, it's going to look markedly different.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Little frontal system moving through will bring the showers early and really no more than maybe straight of scattered showers at best. Then we clear it out late, and it's going to be a little chilly. Now, we saw temperatures in the upper 60s to around 70 for the high on Thursday. We'll drop back to around 30 tonight. Friday with sunshine, low 50s, mostly sunny for Saturday. High near 50. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Churches.
Churches is adding Applewood smoked Texas cut bacon to our all-white meat chicken sandwich. Yep, these two are best flavors forever. Try our new Texas cut bacon chicken sandwiches today. Churches, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
Avid golfer Cam Warren played with joint pain for as long as he could.
Couldn't play golf for any extended period of time without braces and pain and chewing Advil for the entire day.
Then he turned to steroids.
Cortisone would last a few months, but it just inevitably came right back. Got to the point where I would have to wear ice packs to bed.
When the word surgery came up, Cam started looking elsewhere, and he found QC Kinetics. Natural biologic therapies. Regenerative treatments that can repair and restore damaged tissue with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. And now,
very proud to say that it has definitely changed my life. I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything is great.
Call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. QC Kinetics, 333-9517.
Xfinity Flex is going all out this November. We're talking exciting premieres, action-packed sports, music, and exclusive free shows. Are you ready? We're serving up awesome live sports from Peacock at no extra cost. Epic premieres like The Harder They Fall on Netflix, and free entertainment from Stars, Zumo, and more. The excitement doesn't end there. Turn up the music with iHeartRadio's Sweater Weather playlist to get the good times going. We're going all out, all in one place with Xfinity Flex. Just say fall calendar into your voice remote.
Whoa! Over the train tracks, it's 3-0 Atlanta.
Congratulations to the Atlanta Braves.
Is this happening? It is! The Atlanta Braves are world champions!
We are the home of the Braves, ESPN Asheville.
Shop on eBay this holiday season to get more for your dough on stand mixers. Or get more for your buck on this season's hottest tech and gaming gear. And on eBay, you can even get more Thanksgiving deals with a second helping of savings. The holidays are here. You can get more because you save more on premium brands with eBay's exclusive Thanksgiving deals. Get more when you get it on eBay.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. St. Nicholas and my family, they'll all be here.
The holidays are coming, and so are the guests. Are you sure your home's ready? Let Over the Moon Cleaning Services do the heavy lifting for you. Right now, Over the Moon is offering Sportsocracy listeners 20% off a deep clean when you schedule bi-weekly or weekly cleanings. Call them today at 585-0146 and book a free estimate. 585-0146.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Sports Tag.
Just a bit outside.
All right, here's the 411, folks.
All right, welcome back into ESPN Asheville, the Sportsocracy. Find us at thesportsocracy.com. Don't forget to click on to the YouTube video at thesportsocracy.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and join in the chat box as well. Just a bit outside here. Hey, look. We should all know, or every broadcaster should know, that when you're calling a college football game and you work for the school or you're paid by the school, you're not allowed to go full in on the referees.
Full in.
I mean, like, full in on the referees. Texas Tech's radio announcers have been removed from the booth for the next game. After the Iowa State game this past week, which Texas Tech did end up winning 41-38, they didn't take too kindly to some of the calls that were being made on the field.
Granted, I don't
horrendous.
disagree with them because they were very bad.
Yes, there were some horrendous calls in that game. They called one interception for Iowa State after the Texas Tech guys. I mean, his tail is on the ground. His back is on the ground before the ball comes out. And they called an interception for Iowa State. There was another where Texas Tech picked off Iowa State in the end zone or right at the goal line, and they overturned the call. It got to the point where we almost had a Tennessee situation. Thankfully, they were able to step in. The officials that were on the field were able to step in and stop that from happening. They had to vacate two sections of the students to make sure that nobody would continue to throw things on the field. These guys were horrendous. But the two broadcasters, Brian Jensen and John Harris, went a little too far. They even went on to say things like the Big 12 has to be embarrassed by this crowd, by this officiating crew. Bob Bowlesby, you're going to have to answer for this. And then, not only that, but they started naming all of the officials again.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You should not do that.
Now, like, you can do that at the beginning of the game. Our officiating crew today is such and such and such and such, such and such. But when you're criticizing their calls and calling them all morons, basically, you can't do that. And the Big 12 has stepped in and taken them out of the booth. I mean, we've been through this before. I've been doing UNC Asheville basketball games for iHeartMedia Asheville here for the last 10 years. And there have been times. Oh, Mike Gore loves to get on the officials. And when he was when he was the SID, the Sports Information Director for UNC Asheville and doing the games, he would get letters from the commissioner saying, you can't do that. You can't call out our officials like that. You gotta hold the broadcasters to the same standard as the coaches and the players. Just can't do it. Were they wrong? Absolutely not. But yeah, they were kind of wrong in the end. And you can't drop the BS word.
No, and he said that.
Yep, the color guy, John Harris, he did. He cussed on the air. And that's a big no-no.
News broke yesterday that Michigan State has offered Mel Tucker, let's call it an aggressive package to remain their head coach.
Okay.
Have you heard the numbers?
No.
10 years. How much money do you think is tied to a 10-year deal for Mel Tucker?
Oh, I would say $82 million.
You're too low. It's $95 million.
Holy cow.
Mel Tucker has been offered a 10-year, $95 million with Michigan State. And when that broke, LSU said, hold my beer. This is according to the J-Boy Show. This is apparently a show that's affiliated with Colin Cowherd and several other industry professionals. LSU has offered Lincoln Riley an 8-year, $96 million deal to leave Oklahoma and take the LSU job.
Wow.
He is downplaying this aggressively. There's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Well, here's the thing. He didn't downplay it the way Jimbo Fisher did. He just said, don't even. Why would you even ask me that question? I have 96 million reasons why I would ask you that question. Because here's the thing, and I've said I've said this many a time. You can tell me it's not about the money, and you know what? A part of me will believe you. You know what I'll really believe you? When I know definitively this story is true, and you turn it down.
Yeah.
You turn down $96 million from LSU, then I'll believe you.
I don't think he should.
I
think he should take that job.
I don't know that I agree with you.
Come on. Oklahoma's getting ready to go into the SEC, and we've all joked about how bad that's going to be for Texas and Oklahoma into the SEC.
It's not, and you're wrong, and you're wrong, and you're wrong, and you're wrong.
Really?
Yes, because it extends their recruiting base into all of the South. Because now those kids in Florida that don't get recruited by Florida, now you can go to Oklahoma. You go to Oklahoma with that guy who makes every quarterback a Heisman Trophy candidate. It won't be bad for Oklahoma. Might be bad for Texas. That I might agree with you on. Won't be bad for Texas or for Oklahoma. There is also a report that Lane Kiffin would leave Ole Miss for one job, and it's Miami, which makes no sense to me.
All right, we'll talk more on that coming up in just a little bit. But right now, it's time for Tar Heel Time with Jones Angell. I figured we'd give you a little at-home music here, Jones, to bring you in. Music to your ears, I know. Unfortunately, last week we talked right around this same time, and the game did not go the way we expected it to. However, I mean, you got to give props to the Tar Heels for hanging into that game and having a shot at the end of it. I guess my first question has to be, Jones, how is Sam doing, by the way? It looked like he got hurt on that last play.
Yeah, and before we get to that, this is a legitimate question. Do you really think somebody from Florida is going to go to Oklahoma now because they're in the SEC because they might once every 12 years play a game in Gainesville? I think that's the most overblown talk about how that expands your recruiting base because you're going to play somewhere every now and then. To me, that's crazy. Now, I could see it going the other way. I could see it going, now that Texas has opened up a little bit more to the SEC schools because that they will go there every now and then, but I don't see it going the other direction. I think that's, Jeremy's not the first person ever to suggest that. I just think that's crazy that somehow Oklahoma feels like this whole new world of recruiting that hasn't been open to the University of Oklahoma football team, or Oklahoma University, I guess, football team, is now going to be open to them because they're going to play in Gainesville every now and then now that they've joined the SEC. But to your question, Sam Howell did get hurt on the last play against Pitt. Not a season-ending injury for Sam. He's being listed as day-to-day right now. And Tank, I think the best way to put it is they're going to leave it, number one, up to the medical personnel. And if it's not safe or if he could somehow injure himself further, he's not going to play in the game coming up on Saturday. If he is deemed medically clear to play, then it will be up to Sam as to whether or not he feels like he is ready to play or not. I think the fact that Carolina is playing Wofford this weekend changes that discussion a little bit because the Heels certainly do need him back 2 weeks from now against NC State. Or actually, I guess that's a week from now against NC State next weekend. And that's the game that they want to make sure that he's 100% healthy for. So that they will be careful with Sam Howell, of course. They are better when he is on the field, of course. But if it is not the smart or prudent thing to do, then he's not going to be out there for Carolina.
That makes a lot of sense. Jeremy would like to respond.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not the best question asker, so that's why you don't hear from me when we do these things. So here's the stance on Oklahoma. It's not necessarily that that's an unopened recruiting base. This is my thought. I cover all of the draft things. So I'm looking at the perspective of like let's say a linebacker from Florida. One of the reasons you don't go to Oklahoma is because you get overlooked, because you don't play the same level of defense in the Big 12 that you do in the SEC. I have always thought that Oklahoma would get better defensive prospects playing in the SEC because it's just a different brand of football. It's not necessarily that Oklahoma couldn't recruit those areas now. I just think some guys would look at them and go, my pro chances might be a little better there. You're probably right. I'm probably overthinking that. I just wanted to state that for the record.
No. And like I said, Jeremy's not the first one to ever say that. I just think that, to me, I do think there's value to guys playing closer to home or in the prospect of them having their families be able to see them. But I think that's much more on that's why Carolina recruits North Carolina and Virginia and South Carolina so heavily. I mean, that's why you have your home area. But I just don't, it's not like Carolina goes and hits Massachusetts real hard because they're going to go and play Boston College once every decade. And I know we're talking apples and oranges there when we're talking about the talent level in Florida versus the talent level in Massachusetts, just the example I was given. So I just think that part of it is overblown when this discussion is being had.
It's certainly bigger on the other side, that Texas and Oklahoma have come into the SEC, and now...
Right, you don't think those SEC schools are excited that Texas is coming? I mean, that to me is why it's, for many reasons, why that move is going to be a win for the SEC is that now you do go to, now Auburn can say, they never were, or they were going to Texas A&M, I guess, every now and then, but now you're going to be going more often because of Texas being there too. I do think that going the other way makes a little more sense.
Yeah. Jones, there was a lot made out of the Pittsburgh-Carolina game last Thursday of, if Mac had it to do again, he might have gone for the touchdown rather than kicking the field goal to tie it up if he had known that the weather was coming. You can't be a forecaster like that. I just want to know, do you think that Pat Narduzzi made some kind of deal with the devil, or as I call him, Mike Krzyzewski, to make sure that the heavens opened up to just, wash out that last drive for the Tar Heels? It was impeccable timing.
Yeah, it was an incredible amount of rain, and it clearly affected things, and your goal is to not let outside influences bother you. But, that was an extreme level. It wasn't just raining a little bit. It was a deluge. And I think you could tell that Sam was even having trouble just holding on to the football going through a throwing motion. So I do think that was a factor in that overtime possession for Carolina. I have had people go, well, don't the Tar Heels, check the weather and know that the radar – Of course, the Tar Heels were aware that the rain was forecasted for that evening, but they know they don't have someone sitting there on the sideline with the Doppler 5000 open, trying to guess the exact moment that the rain is going to be the heaviest there at Heinz Field when they're playing in Pittsburgh. So it really was unfortunate timing. And Tank, it's also one, and I know Coach Brown himself said that, if he could do it again, he would have gone for the touchdown. But, those are decisions that if they don't work, you always second-guess them, right? So
right.
If Carolina had gone for that touchdown and hadn't gotten it and lost the game, everybody would say, well, why didn't you keep the field goal, get it in overtime? And those are just, that's why that's one of the reasons why you get paid the big bucks when you're the head coach, is you're the person that has to make those choices and then live with the results from them. And Carolina had a couple of key choices like that in this particular game, where they, for example, didn't kick a field goal when they got into field goal range early in the second half, or they did decide to go for two when they were down 16 and scored a touchdown and went for two to try to cut it to 8 and make it a one-score game. Those are all things that, you just make the decision as best you can with the information that you have in front of you at that moment. Mac Brown has said that, yes, there are analytics involved, but that you don't strictly go off the analytics because the analytics are devoid of emotion, devoid of the feel of what's happening in that game, devoid of how loud the crowd is or what the weather conditions are, et cetera. So I think the analytics do come into play. The kind of old school gut feel comes into play a little bit, and you get input from your coaches as well, and all of that has to happen in 45 seconds. And so it is a pressure-packed decision. It always is, and that's part of the reason why head coaches are head coaches, is because they're the guys that make those choices. And so it didn't work out for Carolina in this particular instance, but I think it's, and I'm not saying you were, Tank, I just think it's silly to nitpick that a million times when had Carolina won in overtime, everybody would have been saying, great decision there to get that field goal and get it into the extra period.
Yeah, and it's just a talking point. I mean, I came out of that game thinking it was everything that I wanted it to be. It was two, high-level quarterbacks who just put on just put all of their talents on display. And I think they both, as far as going to the next level and their prospects for the NFL, I think both of them did themselves a lot of favors in that game. It was everything I expected it to be. Unfortunately, I did get the call on the game right. I thought that Pittsburgh was going to win and that they were going to cover the spread. But I was really impressed with the Tar Heels stepping up in that kind of a moment. The whole going for it on, fourth down, it's just a talking point. I did kind of have flashbacks of the Clemson game from a couple of years ago, though.
Sure.
I don't know if we want to go for this or not.
You're talking about the quarterbacks, and I thought the biggest failure in this game for Carolina was how it started. The Tar Heels were just, and it wasn't a huge, we may have talked about this last week. I mean, I don't think it's a huge surprise that the Tar Heels were a little bit flat, considering it was the third game in 13 days, all against ranked opponents. They'd had those emotional games against Notre Dame and Wake the previous couple of weeks. But the problem, I mean, Carolina couldn't protect, and that was the big issue in the first half, is they were just getting whipped up front. And so Sam Howell didn't really have time to show his talents and to be able to help lead that offense. The running game could never really get going because there just wasn't anywhere to run. And so credit to Carolina for coming out in the second half and looking much more like the offensive team that it had been growing towards the previous couple of weeks, because they moved the ball into Pitt territory every possession in the second half, put points on the board for, I think it was 4 out of the 6 possessions that they had the football. The other 2, they went for it and got stopped on down. So they were being very aggressive and trying to get back in that ball game after falling behind. And I thought it was Carolina's best defensive game in a long time, and maybe this season. They, fell behind early. A lot of those points for Pitt was scored due to short fields. Excuse me, had to sneeze. Got all caught up thinking about this game. Pitt scored some points on short fields early in that game because of some poor punt coverage. But then after the first quarter, Carolina held Pitt, which was, as we talked about last week, the highest scoring offense in the nation. Held them to 6 points over the last 3 quarters of regulation. So the defense, which played well at the end of that Wake game, the last quarter of that Wake game, I thought had some good moments in the back 3 quarters of the Pitt game. Tar Heels are going to be heavily favored this weekend, as you would expect against Wofford. So you would expect both sides of the ball to perform well. And then it comes down to how you perform coming up on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving against NC State.
Oh, and man, I don't know that there's been there has been a state game in recent memory that I wanted as bad. Well, maybe when we were trying to end that losing streak a few years back. And
State's obviously got a very solid team. I know they're disappointed with what happened against Wake last weekend. I know they still have an outside chance at winning that Atlantic division if a couple games break right for them. But they'll be ready to see Carolina. The Tar Heels have won convincingly the last 2 years in that series, and State, I'm sure, has heard about that. So they'll be ready to see Carolina. They have a really good defense. I think Devin Leary's had a terrific season. Emeka Emezi is one of the better wide receivers in the ACC. So, I mean, they've got some really nice pieces, and Carolina will need to be ready for a hostile environment. That game kicks at 7 o'clock. So everybody will, I'm sure, have flushed Thanksgiving at that point and gotten themselves mentally prepared, shall we say, throughout the day on Friday to welcome Carolina over there. So it'll be a challenge for sure. And I think, Tank, that circles back to our original conversation of Sam Howell. Carolina needs Sam Howell to be healthy in that game. So whatever you do, if he's available, is medically cleared, he wants to go, I think you give him that chance this weekend, particularly with him going through the senior day activities, and give him one more chance to be out there in Kenan Stadium. But you have to be smart and prudent with that decision, and I fully expect the Tar Heels will be.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason to risk it if if it's dicey at all. Anyway, this weekend, 12 o'clock will be the start time. We'll have the 11 o'clock pregame here on ESPN Asheville. Tar Heels taking on Wofford. Let's switch over to the hard court, talk some basketball here. The last two games for the Tar Heels have been not as comfortable as you would like them to be. The Brown game was very, very close, went down to the end. Tar Heels pulled away late. And then, struggled for a little bit with College of Charleston, but ended up getting the win as well. How do you think the guys have looked over these last two games?
Yeah, I think I kind of put those two games in separate categories. I thought the College of Charleston game was a really good win. That's the first time that Carolina has been on the road in front of a hostile crowd in 2 seasons. And it was hostile, I promise you. It was packed, and they were ready and excited and loud, and there was a ton of energy in the building. And that was a difficult place to go play. Charleston fed off that energy early in the ball game. They got a lob dunk on the first play, hit a bunch of threes early in that game. And to Carolina's credit, the Tar Heels responded. They were down 11 in the first half, kind of plugged away, got it down to 6 at halftime, and then dominated the second half. I mean, they outscored Charleston 58-41 and 58 in the second half. And to me, Tank, the biggest storyline on the court, so just outside of new coach Hubert Davis, what's he doing, how's he doing it, the biggest story to me is how Carolina can score. I think especially 2 years ago, Cole Anthony's season in Chapel Hill, the Tar Heels really struggled to put the ball in the basket at a consistent level. And at some point, if you can't score, you can't score. And by that, I mean, you can draw up all the plays you want. You can do all the different things. But if you can't get the ball in the basket, at some point, that's a problem. I think defensively, Carolina feels like it has a lot of room for growth, particularly after that Brown game. But they showed some of that growth in the game against College of Charleston. And I think on the defensive side, that's something you can improve on. That's something that can be worked on and that can noticeably get better throughout the year. I just think that Carolina is in a good spot here early as far as what its strengths are, what it knows it needs to improve on, all those different things. Now, Carolina's really going to find out this weekend because they're in a Final Four caliber type of tournament going up to Uncasville, Connecticut, in the Hall of Fame tip-off. It's Carolina, Purdue, Villanova, and Tennessee. I mean, those are 4 top 20 teams. Villanova and Purdue are ranked in the top 10 right now. So those are some really good teams. And when you play teams like that and like Carolina is, then all those teams are going to learn, hey, what works even against really good competition? What can we do that still works? What gets exposed when you play against really good competition? Where are areas of weakness that good teams are going to heavily take advantage of? So I think all 4 of those teams are going to get the benefit of playing against one another in that caliber of a tournament. And so I think the Tar Heels feel pretty good about the way they've started. Would they have loved to win every game by 35 points? Sure. But I think they've also been challenged some. I think they've learned a little bit about themselves, and they feel good that they've been able to come out on top every single time.
Tip-off for the Purdue game, number 6 Purdue, number 18 North Carolina, 4 o'clock on Saturday, so we'll have that immediately following the football game, I imagine, on the Tar Heel Radio Network.
Yeah, we're going to MegaCast. We're never leaving the air, so we're going to get on at 11 o'clock with our pregame show for football. I'm staying here in Chapel Hill to call the football game with Brian Simmons and Lee Pace. Dave Nathan will head up to Connecticut with Eric Montross. Those two will be up there, and so once the football game ends, there should be a little window of time there between the end of football and the beginning of basketball, and so we'll transition over from post-game football to get you ready and up to Connecticut for Carolina basketball. Then the Tar Heels play again on Sunday. Have to wait to see on the time of that, depending on whether they win or lose on Saturday afternoon. So certainly a long and busy day of Tar Heel action coming up on Saturday.
And it's going to be a ball. And then of course you got that that big matchup next Tuesday against the UNC Asheville Bulldogs. We'll have double
That's right.
coverage
You
of
guys have
it.
that one circled.
That's right. We got that one circled.
Chapel Hill, and it doesn't slow down. After that, he'll host Michigan in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, and I think, Tank, in 2.5 weeks from now, Carolina's going to know a lot about its team and what it's good at, where it needs to improve, because they're going to go against some of the best in the country.
No doubt about it. You still got a date with UCLA to come as well in this non-conference slate. So they definitely are going to be able to find out whether or not they're sitting in good standing going into ACC play. But we will continue to talk about it with you here each and every week on Tar Heel Time. Thank you very much, Jones, and have a great weekend, bro.
Thanks, guys. Always appreciate the time. Talk to you soon.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We got Thursday night football coming up tonight. Greene on Greene. Jeremy's picks of the night coming up next.
Here in Beer City, we take homegrown seriously. And since 2012, Wicked Weed Brewing has been pushing the boundaries of the industry. They've not only created staples like the Freak of Nature Double IPA, the Lieutenant Dank, and Pernicious, but they also opened the first sour beer tap room on the East Coast. Wicked Weed has also supported our local community to the tune of $1.6 million with the Beers That Build program. Visit one of their 4 locations, schedule a brewery tour, or place an order for pickup or delivery. WickedWeedBrewing.com.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg and cheese, or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Only Wendy's serves a better breakfast with a better biscuit. Our hot, buttery breakfast biscuits are loaded with a fresh cracked egg, cheese, and your choice of bacon or sausage. And right now at Wendy's, they're only $1 each.
Wendy's breakfast biscuits, just $1.
So don't take a chance with those other guys. Bet your buck on a better breakfast with Wendy's bacon or sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in a combo. Excludes honey butter chicken biscuit.
Are you 65 or older and haven't had a colonoscopy? Join a colon cancer screening study and you could earn up to $575.
I'll screen.
It's a study for a non-invasive way to screen for colon cancer from home. By joining, you can help advance the science of screening.
I'll screen too.
You'll just need to provide a stool sample, and a colonoscopy will be done through your own insurance. Enroll now and screen to help create a better future for all.
I'll screen.
I'll screen.
Let's all screen for colon cancer.
Visit screeningstudy.com to sign up or learn more. That's screeningstudy.com.
Don't wait to put an end to junk sleep. Shop Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale and wake up a better you. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $499 value. Or shop Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America, and save up to $500 on adjustable mattress sets. Unjunk your sleep. Only at Mattress Firm. Offer valid with qualifying purchase. Restrictions apply. See details at mattressfirm.com.
Shop on eBay this holiday season to get more for your dough on stand mixers, or get more for your buck on this season's hottest tech and gaming gear. And on eBay, you can even get more OMG deals to turn this Black Friday into the best Friday ever. Get more because you save more on premium brands with eBay's exclusive Best Friday Ever deals. Get more when you get it on eBay.
Coffee still closes on. Get them the money.
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
If I had literally looked at my list right yesterday, I would have been 4-0 again, but I didn't, so I was 3-1. I have picks. I have a college football pick, I have an NBA pick, and I'll pick the Thursday night football game.
All right.
First off, my 2022 NBA champion Denver Nuggets are a 7.5-point favorite tonight at home against the Philadelphia 76ers. Why did Andre Drummond not get big money in free agency? Because he can't defend anybody more than 4 feet away from the basket. What does Nikola Jokic do better than anybody that's above 7 foot in the NBA?
Score away from the basket.
Score away from the basket. Good answer.
Yeah.
I'm taking my Nuggets minus the 7.5. I think this is a blowout. Speaking of blowouts, the Louisville Cardinals travel to Duke tonight. Louisville's a 20-point favorite. I tried everything in my power to take Duke. Couldn't do it. Give me the Cardinal minus 20. And tonight in Thursday Night Football, the New England Patriots are a 6.5-point dog at Atlanta. The over-under is 47. I'm taking New England. I genuinely, I think this is a kill spot for them. Atlanta's trending in the wrong direction. New England's trending in the right direction. I know the Thursday night thing, and that's why I'm going to take under the 47, but I'm taking New England minus 6.5.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
And we got a Monkey Knife Fight tonight. Daily fantasy sports props fun at monkeyknifefight.com. Use the promo code TANK, T-A-N-K. They will match your initial investment up to $50 and give you a $5 free play. What is it?
I feel like they boo-boo kittied this,
Okay.
but I'm going to give it to you anyway. I'm playing the more or less 3x multiplier between the Atlanta Falcons and the New England Patriots.
Okay.
I will take less than 249.5 passing yards for Mac Jones. You got to go there now. Sign up with our promo code TANK because I think they meant touchdowns. It's yards. I'm taking more than 1.5 passing yards for Matt Ryan. That will turn your $100 buy-in into a $300 prize.
1.5 passing yards for Matt Ryan. Over.
I don't know if they messed this up and somebody hit the wrong button. Over a passing yard and a half for Matt Ryan. Under 249.5 for Mac Jones.
Hey, those clerical errors, they come back to bite you, but you got to leave it once you post it.
It's 3 times your money.
There you go.
Get it right now. monkeyknifefight.com. Promo code TANK.
All right, coming up after the top of the hour Sports Center here, we will be talking to Natalie Jarrett from the Charlotte FC. Big announcement today. We'll get the details up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Little frontal system moving through will bring the showers early and really no more than maybe straight scattered showers at best. Then we clear it out late, and it's going to be a little chilly. Now, we saw temperatures in the upper 60s to around 70 for the high on Thursday. We'll drop back to around 30 tonight. Friday with sunshine, low 50s, mostly sunny. For Saturday, high near 50. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Connect helps your business grow. Now get 20% off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $75 or more. Explore more at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Offer ends 1/1/22. Visit staples.com/services/printing for details. Staples Connect.
True crime podcast fans, iHeart has your next obsession. Discover the new podcast, Crazy in Love.
She wouldn't take no for an answer.
Falling in love is the best feeling in the world. You see stars, you feel giddy, but sometimes it makes us do crazy things. Listen to stories about what happens when true crime meets true love.
You're pathetic.
Open the free iHeart app and search Crazy in Love to start your true crime binge today. iHeart. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
Avoid the gridlock of having to sort through hundreds of resumes to find great people. Indeed's hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in one place. To find your next great hire, visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hey team, We landed the contract!
Yeah. Kaya's web design studio just landed the gig of a lifetime.
It starts next week.
Their staff needs to double before the dream deal becomes a nightmare.
We need front end, back end, a project manager.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
From the Engel Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
They head to Atlanta tonight to visit the Atlanta Falcons. Thursday Night Football, New England 6-4, 6.5-point road favorites, according to Caesars Sportsbook, against an Atlanta team that could be playing extremely shorthanded, especially on the offensive side. Also, especially if Cordell Patterson is not able to go with an ankle injury. Thursday Night Football kick a little after 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Among the games for Sunday, the Bears play host to the Baltimore Ravens with the clock ticking on Matt Nagy's time in Chicago. Former Bear, current ESPN 1000 radio host in Chicago, Tom Waddle.
I think everybody has run out of patience, to be honest. I mean, look, they threw this kid down a flight of stairs with their game plan against the Cleveland Browns in week 3. I mean, it was criminal what they put him into. We've been very critical of how he has failed to develop quarterbacks. Before Justin, it was Mitch Trubisky. And I think a lot of the progress that Justin is making now is directly related to Justin's ability to adapt to the game quicker than most young quarterbacks.
That is Tom Waddle on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max this morning. Lamar Jackson did not practice. Ravens and the Bears on Sunday. LeBron James 50-50 tomorrow night for
We're
LA.
back Friday reacting to Thursday Night Football as Mac Jones tries to keep this incredible run going as the Patriots go for their 5th straight win, plus an elimination game in the Big Ten. That's Friday morning on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword BANK to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BANK to 200-200.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Engel Supermarkets and Wicked Weed Brewing.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Second hour of the program, as always, brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. Check them out at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different.
And tonight, you can check them out live and you can find out other cool things. You go to the Wicked Weed Brewery and get your first look at the Charlotte Football Club tonight.
That's right. The Charlotte FC making a huge announcement today. The 2022 season officially starts. Well, a little bit earlier than the inaugural game at Bank of America Stadium, but on March the 5th. It's going to be a big old day. And joining us now in the Sportsocracy from the Charlotte FC, Partnerships Manager, Natalie Jarrett. Natalie, welcome into the Sportsocracy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me.
All right, so today it was announced the first game at Bank of America Stadium, or first match, I guess I should say. We're not big soccer guys, so I got to get down with the lingo here. I feel like you guys have a big task on your hand, making sure that all of us Southerners who are used to the other kind of football know what everything's gonna, how to say everything correctly for the Charlotte FC launch here.
Absolutely. I think there's, going to be a little bit of an education process, but we're ready to bring that lingo to the market, to North and South Carolina, and get everybody up to speed.
Excellent. All right, so March the 5th is going to be the inaugural match at Bank of America Stadium, and the Charlotte FC hosting the LA Galaxy. That's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge, and, this is a momentous moment for us. We've been waiting to announce this for a couple of weeks now, excited to get it out into the marketplace and get fans excited to come to Bank of America Stadium on March 5th. And, we have huge expectations for that night. At 8 o'clock, we want that stadium to be packed with 74,000 people, and so that we can, realize the dreams that we've been working toward for this inaugural season and get fans excited about the whole season to come.
So what has the response been like there in the Queen City? I mean, obviously, soccer is one of the fastest growing sports in America. We know the rest of the world is all about soccer, but here I've always found that it's tough to get a new foothold when you're in a country that is so dominated by the big three sports.
Definitely. I think we understood coming into the Charlotte market that there was going to be a challenge to find our voice, knowing that there were other professional teams in the market. But I think both North and South Carolina have a huge soccer history, a long-standing soccer history. And so we're just ready to stamp our claim in that with the March 5th match and then our inaugural season. But to your point, I think, there's definitely the support of the Charlotte soccer fan base that has helped get us to this moment. I think from the bid announcement in December of 2019, we've been able to grow the fan base tremendously through the help of those locals in the Queen City.
What are some of the things that you guys are doing to try to get out in front of the Charlotte fans to make sure that they can, pack that stadium on March the 5th?
Yeah, I think we've been doing a really good job of just staying in constant communication with our fans, sort of meeting them where they are, where they like to watch soccer now. I think we do a really good job of hosting parties. That's something that has been part of our club history so far, especially in 2021. We've been able to bring the fans together as often as possible, and we'll do that a couple more times this year to celebrate some big moments on the horizon.
As Jeremy mentioned, you guys have a couple of parties around the state tonight, but one down at the Brew Pub, the Wicked Weed Brew Pub in downtown Asheville on Biltmore Avenue tonight from 5 to 7. What can people expect if they're going out there?
Yeah, we'd love to see any fans in the Asheville area. This is the first time that we've hosted an event here, but hopefully the first of many to come. And really, it's just going to be a casual meetup. Just anybody that wants to come talk soccer, talk Charlotte FC, will be there. We'll have some swag to hand out. And we'll talk about a beer partnership that we're working on with Wicked Weed. Beer and soccer go hand in hand, so we're excited to partner with them on an IPA that we'll announce the name of soon. We'll roll out a whole marketing plan for it and get it into the marketplace soon. But it'll be really fun to just chat with some of the Asheville locals and anybody that wants to come out and talk about Charlotte FC in this historic day when we can talk about March 5th being the first match that we'll ever host at Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah, well, obviously we are big fans of Wicked Weed Brewing here at the Sportsocracy, and I can't wait to see what you can come up with. One of the things that I have loved the most about this launch is the entire organization has done a great job of, kind of encapsulating the feel of Charlotte and the history of Charlotte in, just the branding that has been done. Talk about what went into the decision to, I love the whole minted in 2020. Or 2022 thing. That's one of the greatest things I never would have thought of. Brilliant marketing.
Well, thank you. I think there was a large team that put a lot into bringing the brand identity to life, and staying true to the message of the Queen City and the themes there was really important to everybody. The minted in particular is especially special to us because it is for our inaugural season for 2022. But we thought that with it being kind of similar to established, we wanted something different that felt especially, connected to the Queen City, that minted and the history of, banking and minting in Charlotte felt like a nice tie-in and to that history for Charlotte.
Agreed. Like I said, thought it was brilliant marketing in that. We've seen with the expansion Seattle Kraken team over in the NHL. That is a team that I have adopted because I love their colors. Guess what? Y'all's colors are pretty similar. And so I now have to be a Charlotte FC fan since I don't have a soccer club that I pull for. But the media there went on this education campaign of this is what hockey is all about. For those who did not know, you guys have something like that planned for the to educate us all on soccer?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of plans, ready to kick off for early 2022, and that's something that we'll be happy to walk people through, especially the media who aren't as familiar with soccer. I think it's going to be important for us all to be connected, like you said earlier, the lingo and just the education process that comes with talking about soccer and a different game. It's a global game, and so we're excited to bring that to the Queen City, but really having that process up front of what it's going to be like, how it's going to be different from the NFL, from the NBA, that will be an important sort of touch point early on to get everybody up to speed on how we're going to bring it to the market in 2022.
March the 5th, again, is the inaugural match at Bank of America Stadium. The Charlotte FC hosting the LA Galaxy. I believe that's actually going to be the second game of the season. Charlotte FC opens up the season on the road for the first tilt. But tickets go on sale when?
So tickets for the inaugural match will be on sale to the public on Monday, November 22nd. So those will be up-the-ball tickets that are available, and will go on sale with regular season individual matches early next year. Ticket memberships are also available for those that are interested in getting the tickets for the club.
Okay, so your phone was kind of breaking up there. So tickets for this inaugural match go on sale on Monday, and the rest of the tickets go on sale when?
The rest of the tickets go on sale for individual match tickets early in 2022, but then season ticket memberships are available now. So if somebody wanted to buy season tickets for the club for the whole season, then those are available now. Is
there a connection in tickets for like the Panthers PSL owners and stuff like that, or is this being treated completely separate?
So there are some Panthers PSL owners that also have Charlotte FC tickets, but we treat them completely separately as entities. So you do buy them separately for each season. Right.
Okay. All right. Very good. We are glad to have the Charlotte FC coming into the market here. Glad to have you on, Natalie, and really glad that you guys got something brewing with our good friends over at Wicked Wheat.
Thank you. We're really excited and appreciate you having me on, and look forward to talking to you guys soon.
Absolutely. We will continue the coverage of the Charlotte FC. Thank you again, Natalie, for joining us here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Again, I'm not a soccer guy, but I'm really going to try. I'm really, really going to try.
I learned from our interaction in Charlotte with the Panthers at the beginning of this year, I'm more of a be in the stadium guy than I thought I was.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little picky.
You're a little picky.
I like being in the suite. Big fan of the suite.
Right.
I've made no qualms about this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a house cat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't necessarily like being outside. That is where the bugs and the birds and all of the things that can harm you are.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to this. You know, as was stated, Wicked Wheat has something brewing with Charlotte Football Club that we will let you know very, very soon.
Absolutely.
Very affiliated with the Charlotte Football Club, and they'll be having a kickoff tonight at the brewery.
That's right, 5 to 7 down at the Brew Pub, the original Brew Pub down on Biltmore Avenue. 5 to 7. Celebrate the big announcement today with the Charlotte FC, the inaugural match, March the 5th, 2022. The LA Galaxy will be coming to Charlotte to take on the Charlotte FC. It's like I said, I'm looking forward to it. And you know what? Hang on.
That's like 11 days before my birthday. I have a weird feeling. You call this just a gut instinct.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to be at this.
There's a good chance.
I have a weird, I don't know anything per se, but I have a funny feeling that we're going to be.
I just had to check the basketball schedule to see where I will be, to see if I can make it to the inaugural match of the Charlotte FC at Bank of America Stadium. It's the same time as the Big South basketball tournament, but I think I might be able to swing something.
They don't invite me to that.
What?
The Big South.
Well, I won't get invited either. I mean, if the UNC Asheville Bulldogs are playing it, I'm going to have to be right here. So
they don't invite. They don't. Ask
I think
me
the SoCon might be at the same time too. So that would be
that could be, because we are at that.
Yes, we will be live at the SoCon as we were 2 years ago.
We'll be back out in public doing things.
That's right. Is it crazy to think about that? That's been 2 years?
It is. I'll tell you what's amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
We have done this for this long, and we have at no point, to my knowledge, wanted to actively murder the other.
Very true.
That is the most shocking part of this for me. The SoCon tournament is that week.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a 5-day tournament, and that is day 3.
Ooh, okay. So there could be a window.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There could be a window to get down there for this inaugural match. One thing is for sure, though. We will be at a Charlotte FC game at 100%. Some point this season, very early in the season, because I swear to you, I'm actually going to try to get into Charlotte FC football. I haven't been able to do it for years. Again, love the World Cup when it comes around.
I got very into the World Cup about, let's see, what was that, 6 years ago?
Mm-hmm, when we were in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got very into that.
As long as the U.S. is in it, I'm in it.
Yeah.
If they're not, I don't care. Really, I really don't care. But you know what? Maybe now this is an opportunity. Some of the Charlotte FC guys will be playing in the World Cup from now on, and we'll have somebody to root for.
I need a relaxing sport that I can, sit in a suite and consume during not football season.
Right.
And this looks like I can't do baseball.
Yeah.
All right, we've been over this. I can't do baseball. Soccer seems like it's more my speed.
Not even in the stadium? You don't
baseball?
Even,
No. I'll go to a tourist game or a Greenville Drive game. I will do those.
But not like an MLB game. Have you ever been to an MLB game?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And just, no. That's too much of a commitment.
What, 3 hours sitting out in the sun?
Yeah, and they don't have suites. So or at least let me rephrase that. I'm sure they do have suites. I have never been offered one.
There you go.
So that for me.
Well, maybe we'll have to make that happen next year too. Maybe we'll have to go down to Truist Park, and sit in a suite. I think we could make that happen as well.
I like a suite. I'm a big fan. Sweet life is sweet.
All right. Anyway, yes, Charlotte FC, LA Galaxy on March the 5th, 2022. Get your tickets going on sale on Monday.
And they have some very. There's going to be some really cool things going on with the partnerships here.
Yes.
They have been very kind to us.
I can't wait for the beer. She said that they're going to be getting up with Wicked Weed to have a special Charlotte FC IPA
Indeed.
available at some point. So, when it comes to beer, you can always get us.
Tank for one and me for more than
many.
That. Yeah, me for a few more than that.
Very many. All right, we will continue the discussion coming up next here on ESPN Asheville. We'll get back into American football coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Little frontal system moving through will bring the showers early and really no more than maybe straight of scattered showers at best. Then we clear it out late, and it's going to be a little chilly. Now, we saw temperatures in the upper 60s to around 70 for the high on Thursday. We'll drop back to around 30 tonight. Friday with sunshine, low 50s, mostly sunny for Saturday, high near 50. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway, 26 eastbound slow between Brevard Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. In McDowell County, 40 eastbound stop and go between Oakdale Road and Sugar Hill Road. In Waynesville, 40 westbound stop and go between Vines Creek Road and Harmondin Road. Sardis Road northbound delays between Sand Hill Road and the Smoky Park Highway. Sweeten Creek Road northbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road moving incident-free. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, when it comes to serving you, their motor never quits. From next day delivery to curbside pickup to getting involved with local communities. Get the parts you need when you need them. That's Napa know-how.
Happy holidays don't just happen on their own. You make them happen with a little help from new appliances at the Home Depot. Because warm wishes won't roast that turkey. You'll want a new convection oven for that. An air fryer will help make the season light and delicious. And while you're at it, consider a new LG or Samsung fridge that's big enough to hold all kinds of Christmas cheer. Make the holidays yours with the season's best savings on top appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Okay, so usually I'm a last-minute shopper, but the deals at Kohl's, way too good to pass up. I got 40% off holiday decor, 40% off the cutest St. Nicholas square finds for the table, and found the toys topping my kids' lists. I also got 15% off, and as a Kohl's Rewards member, an extra $10 off my home purchase, because I spent $50. So now I get the whole early shopping thing, and I'm a big fan. Select styles. Offers end November 20th. Toys. Coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hey team, we landed the contract!
Kaya's web design studio just landed the gig of a lifetime.
It starts next week.
Their staff needs to double before the dream deal becomes a nightmare.
We need front end, back end, a project manager.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Over the train tracks, it's 3-0 Atlanta.
Congratulations to the Atlanta Braves.
Is this happening? It is. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
We are the home of the Braves, ESPN Asheville.
Here in Beer City, we take homegrown seriously. And since 2012, Wicked Weed Brewing has been pushing the boundaries of the industry. They've not only created staples like the Freak of Nature Doubled IPA, the Lieutenant Dank, and Pernicious, but they also opened the first sour beer tap room on the East Coast. Wicked Weed has also supported our local community to the tune of $1.6 million with the Beers That Build program. Visit one of their 4 locations, schedule a brewery tour, or place an order for pickup or delivery. WickedWeedBrewing.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cot? Right you are.
It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. Sportsocracy, live, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And, of course, you can always see the program right here each and every afternoon on YouTube. All you got to do is just go over to thesportsocracy.com, follow the link of the live video, and get into the chat. You got to subscribe to the channel to be in the chat. And we highly recommend that you become a member of the House of Reprehensibles.
And we have to do this. I have to be real careful with this board now because I found a Joe Exotic board.
This is crazy.
That I have to be real careful.
I hope you marked those buttons.
I did.
I'm your huckleberry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your huckleberry.
2 of them, Chris Stansberry and Alex Sander, both signed up for monkeyknifefight.com using promo code TANK. And they're going to take advantage of the 1.5 passing yards over under on Matt Ryan tonight.
Oh, that's right. I have to, I got to over.
I now have to very delicately use this board because there are many buttons on it that would get us super fired.
Again. I hope you marked those buttons.
I did.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And I took all the cords off of it just to make sure that nothing can go amiss.
All right, so I have submitted mine as well. I am taking more than 1.5 passing yards for Matt Ryan.
You know, I think it's a safe bet. I really do.
Look.
I've refreshed that like 7 times to see if that's going to go away.
Just make sure you don't do like I almost did and click less.
Yeah, don't do that because I don't like your chances of hitting that.
So I went less for Mac Jones and less for – oh, no. I got that wrong. More than 1.5 passing yards for Matt Ryan.
So our buddy Chuck G said in the comments that the over-under on Matt Ryan is 251. You have to click the right – so there are multiple contests. What has happened, I would wager, is they meant to click 1.5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
But they forgot the touchdowns button. because it says 1.5 yards. I've refreshed this like 14 times. I feel like Joey and Chandler when the dirty channels were on their television and they don't want to change it. Like, if we turn it off, it won't come back. I have put as many doubloons on it as Monkey Knife Fight will allow me to. They have literally said, no, you cannot do this anymore.
No, watch Mac Jones come out and throw for 400 yards tonight.
Secret time? I'm not going to lie to you. I have one.
You got them both. Just hedge.
It will do a lot better for me one way than it will the other.
Right.
But we're going to do fine either way.
Is that a hedge? Is that how hedging works?
That is how a hedge works.
All right, good.
Yes.
Yay, I'm learning something.
Learn to think about betting. Now he can take his pennies to the slot machines in Vegas.
All 100 of them.
Yes, our draft coverage live from Vegas this year. We are taking a YouTube subscriber to Vegas, so go to our YouTube page. We are literally going to hit a randomizer button, and somebody that subscribes to the channel and has shared things and done all the things is going to win a free trip to Las Vegas.
That's right, and you too could be in the city. I mean, that's as close as we can promise to get you to the actual draft festivities.
Yeah,
but
because the only person I can tell you definitively is going to get in is me.
Is you.
I can't tell you definitively I can get him in. Because I asked that question and nobody responded to me. And I went, oh, it's like that, huh?
Which is fine for me.
Yeah, Tank really didn't care if he got into the draft. He just wants to be in the city.
I just want to go to Vegas. I just want to see it all. I am one of those people that has always wanted to be, like, I get a kick out of just being in big cities. Like, when me and my wife went to Boston on our honeymoon, like, I was fine just walking around at night, just staring at all of the lights. Because as a kid who grew up in Western North Carolina, we don't have stuff like that. I was awestruck when we got off of, or well, when we woke up the next morning after we landed there and then slept forever because we didn't sleep on our on our wedding night. The clouds were so low in the city that you couldn't see the top of the buildings, and I was just walking around like a caveman who had just come into this century of, wow, look at all these buildings. I just want to see all the lights in the Strip.
See, now I like big cities. I am a big fan of big cities, but I'm a big fan of certain big cities. See, I traveled for a long time as a job.
Right.
So there were a lot of cities that people go, oh, I want to go there on vacation. I'm like, I don't understand why. I do not know why you would ever choose to do this.
It was like my wife saw an article the other day about, or maybe it was a TV commercial that said something about, when you're planning your next vacation to Chicago, make sure to check out blah, blah, blah. It's like, who goes to Chicago on vacation? That doesn't seem like a vacation destination to me. You need a beach. You need something more than Chicago.
Well, I got news for you.
Ooh, pizza.
This trip to Vegas, if you really enjoy us, this will be a tremendous sportsocracy Vegas trip. And then you're not going to see me for about 3 weeks. Because I'm getting married the next week. And then you got honeymoon and all the things. I'm going to be out of this studio for about 3 weeks.
I love Patrick Holt so much. He says in the comment section, me and him will go check out the Liza Minnelli show together.
I fully believe that.
I do want to take in some Vegas show while we're there.
I could see you taking in a Wayne Newton show. You
100%.
Look like somebody that would sing every word of Donkashade.
I do know all the words of Donkashade.
I'm sure you do. I never doubted that, not for 1 second.
It's actually only because I've seen Ferris Bueller 800 times.
Now, me, on the other hand, you could probably... The hardest part of finding me is going, which casino is he in right now?
Yeah.
Which one of these sports books did we lose Jeremy to? There's no sports going on. There's enough. Okay, NBA playoffs, first round. All right, let's playing some first quarter teasers on NBA playoff games. I can see me.
I do know a very high roller that lives in Vegas too. I'm gonna see if we can go party at his place.
I do too.
Oh yeah.
How do you think I got into the draft?
Nice.
Yeah, it took a little. This is one thing I've learned about Vegas. You kind of have to know somebody, and thankfully, I know somebody quite well.
Nice. You're not name dropping?
Well, it's not somebody that you would know, but there's an involvement in a lot of things that happen in Vegas. Thank you. You ever seen Billy Madison?
Yeah.
Where was it Steve Buscemi? Is that who played that character? The one that he was trying to kill him. At the end?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not spoilers. The movie's 25 years old. And he goes, thank God I was nice to that guy. That's how I feel about this guy.
I was supposed to be in that movie. I'm still upset about that.
You were not going to be much of. I didn't necessarily think you were going to get very far in life, but I thought you're funny.
Nice.
Now you do stuff.
Awesome.
Like big stuff.
Awesome. All right. So anyhow, yes, you can get in on the on the contest for the Vegas trip as well on the YouTube stream. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click on the live video, get in here and join the House of Reprehensibles.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As we're talking about football, you could be there to see the first pick live. It's going to be Sam Howell. I'm still sticking to that. It'll be Sam Howell and the Detroit Lions.
Next week I'm fully planning on asking Jones Angell. All right, why? I need you to tell me why I'm crazy that I have Sam Howell as the #1 quarterback in this class.
Mm-hmm. No, he's not going to say anything against you. Okay, all right.
All right. So he had to. He took issue with something I said, and now I just need him to agree with me. I'm going to be like everybody.
You were a little
on Twitter.
hurt by that, weren't you?
No, I wasn't at all. I actually thought it was really funny because he's very right. Because I said that, and I didn't really elaborate on. Oh, by the way, it's going to be way better for every SEC school than it is for Oklahoma and Texas. I have like the greatest weird news story ever, and I've been sitting here rocking back and forth.
You're
just
ready to
waiting
tell
for
it
you to
right
hit
now?
the button.
You're ready to tell it right now?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
All right, let's get into it.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Go ahead.
We routinely in this segment say don't do crimes.
Uh-huh.
Who's shocked that Mike Tyson did crimes?
No.
Mike Tyson did crimes. He didn't get arrested for it.
Okay.
He told the New York Post about it. But I cannot emphasize this enough times. A, do not take medical advice from Mike Tyson. That's A, and I can't say that enough times. B, I can't tell you that this is illegal, but I feel like it has to be illegal.
Okay.
Mike Tyson has literally died 53 times from psychedelic toad venom, and he told this to the New York Post during an interview at a Miami conference where panelists addressed drugs, microdosing, and medicine. His quote was, "I died," which is in quotation marks for some reason. I've never seen that before. During my first trip. In my trips, I've seen that death is beautiful. Life and death both have to be beautiful, but death has a bad rap. Yeah, Mike, death has a bad rap. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard somebody say out loud.
It's kind of the worst thing that can happen to you.
It's kind of the end, Mike. Why in the world is anybody asking Mike Tyson this question? Second of all, how bored of the other things do you have to get to go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this frog and I'm going to squeeze it. And when I squeeze it, I'm going to have that.
Just whatever juice comes out, I'm doing that.
And this was my #1 prevailing take when I read this. If you had told me that there was a sports celebrity that had said this to anybody ever, I would have had 3 guesses. Dennis Rodman would have been 1, Mike Tyson would have been 2, and Dennis Rodman would have been 3. Because I would not have believed you when you said no the first time. Oh, somebody.
It's weird that the first thought I had was Jeremy Shockey.
I thought you were about to say Jeremy Greene, and I was going to go, no. Don't do crimes. I tell people that all the time.
I don't know why. Jeremy Shockey always just struck me as a dude who was like, hey, would you like to lick this toad? Yeah, let's lick that toad.
This is just, there's so many layers of this. I'm going to share this on my Twitter.
Insane.
I'm going to share this on my Twitter, and I want to prove a point.
Okay.
All right. A new study has come out that 99% of tweets are sent by 25% of people. I want to prove that there are actually people on Twitter. Actual, real-life people. So just give it a little heart. Whatever you want to do. Comment it however you want to acknowledge it. I'm posting it on my Twitter right now. I want to prove that there are real-life people on Twitter. And that the people that usually comment on Twitter aren't real people. Because if that was the world, we would just walk around with sticks hitting people with them.
I like generous people.
I like people who do things for others, not, just out of the kindness of their hearts. And you know
like
what?
Me.
Yeah. Because everyone says old Scrooge McDuck over there is going to be. No, I'm just. In Florida, a woman coming through, she was flying out of the Miami International Airport, and she was trying to take along on her trip with her. Now, you remember playing that game as a kid? I'm going on a trip and I'm going to take a blank. Well, she tried to take a handle of vodka.
As you do.
Right. I mean, some people get caught with, guns at airports. She gets caught with a handle of vodka.
So, I mean, hey, some people have an assault rifle. Some people have Smirnoff.
Right. Apparently, where she's going, they don't have pineapple vodka. Because I'm looking at the pictures right here, and it's that's what it is. But when security said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, you can't take your handle of vodka with you through security," she didn't do what normal people would do. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to have to leave it with you, or I'm going to have to throw it in the trash can. This woman, being the, benevolent person that she is, decided, well, we all need to get lit then. And she just cracked it open and started passing it down the line. Everybody take a shot, because they ain't going to let me take this on the airplane. And guess what? Everybody obliged. I think that is a brilliant idea.
I mean, hey, a friend with Smirnoff is a friend indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Or Stoli or whatever vodka of your choosing. Or Wicked Wheat Beers. Wicked Wheat Beer, that's a real friend. When somebody shows up with a watermelon dragon fruit IPA and just goes, you look thirsty. And that's the kind of thing I would do.
Right.
You know why? Because I'm a nice guy.
I'm just trying to figure this out. They won't let you take the vodka with you, but you can bring it back from wherever you're going?
Yes. You have obviously not flown much.
I haven't.
Yeah, you have to. There are specific things you have to do with that. And you can only take so much, and you have to. It's a pain.
The only time
when I traveled all the time, I would have. There were 3 things that I got asked to bring back all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back shot glasses from wherever you go. First of all, let one of those break in your suitcase. You'll never do it again. I promise you. Ask me how I know.
Right.
The other one would be weird beers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they only let you take so many.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you got 7 people asking you this, sorry, we live in Beer City. Go get a Wicked Wheat beer. It's better beer anyway.
Right.
Okay? I've had beer all over the country. The best beer in the world is in this city right here. And the third one, and I never understood this, Toblerone bars. I do not understand why people like those things.
You can buy them anywhere, though.
Yeah, but you can only buy the little one. You can buy the one that's as big as a Louisville Slugger in an airport. And
True.
and they're like $4 bajillion too.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not carrying around a stupid bar of chocolate for you. No, I'm not. No. No.
I just remember when we went to the Dominican Republic a few years back, I was able to bring alcohol back, but they won't let you take it with you? That's weird. It's very weird to me.
Yeah, it's how customs work. By the way, we have breaking news, and this is the time I'm actually going to let you hit that stupid button.
Heck yeah.
Who's gonna break the news?
Ha!
Who's gonna break the news?
Yeah.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
Here's another shot for people to prove they're real-life people. I am sharing this on Twitter. Apparently, the Matt Ryan play on Monkey Knife Fight was not an error.
Mm-hmm.
This is an advertised contest. Matt Ryan's 1.5 yards is an advertised contest just from 3 to 5. So you literally have 22 minutes to get in on this. I'm sharing the link on my Twitter at JGreenESPN. I'm already in it on both sides.
Very good.
I will be winning one way or the other. If Matt Ryan goes over the yardage, it was just a wash. If he goes under it, I may not be here tomorrow. I did it so many times they wouldn't let me do it anymore.
You broke the machine. I think you broke the machine on that
I might have.
Oh, dear. All right, monkeyknifefight.com. Don't forget to use the promo code TANK, T-A-N-K. They will match your initial deposit up to $50 and give you a $5 free play. We do have the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons tonight on Thursday Night Football. It's not that hard of a game to pick.
No, and a lot of people ask, well, you were on Miami last week. Yeah, this is a little different. This is going to be Atlanta with most likely no Cordero Patterson, who's one of the only electric parts of this.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I can't really tell you how they're going to do this, the only player you're really worried about is Kyle Pitts. And yeah, it's in Atlanta, and yeah, weird. That's why I'm under 250 on Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Weird things happen on Thursday night. It's a very short turnaround. I think this game's going to be like, I can't believe I'm about to say this, 28-3. That's what I would.
Oh. Please. I'm now going to pray to all the football gods.
Just please be that score.
Please make it 28-3, New England Patriots.
I just can't see it hitting over because I don't know how Atlanta's going to score.
Yeah.
That defense is good, and they're not.
Oh, I thought you were all in on Mike Davis now.
I don't hate him, but I don't love him in this game.
He gets that defense.
I think he'll catch a series of passes.
Mm-hmm.
He'll catch 9 balls for 17 yards. You just have to hope he falls in the end zone.
Right.
I might be in a league where I have to play him, and I don't want to.
I think it's going to be a fun week in the NFL, and I can't wait for the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. That is the one game that I'm looking at going, I think we're going to learn a lot from that game.
I will definitively say this is a fun slate in the NFL, predominantly after 4 o'clock on Sunday. The best games I see are all in the late window.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals, Raiders, Cowboys, Chiefs, Steelers, Chargers. Those are all fun games.
Yes. But you don't think any of the other ones will be?
Yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to get excited about?
I mean, come on. Ron Rivera coming back to Carolina with Cam Newton stepping through that tunnel for the first time since the split.
It's my favorite pick of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you this one early. I'm on Washington plus 3.5.
Really?
If there's anybody on this planet that knows Cam Newton better than Ron Rivera, I don't know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
So all of the limitations, guess who's going to bring them out?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't emphasize this enough. He still doesn't know the playbook.
How short do you think they had to make the playbook?
He's probably, at this point, I would say he's probably, because Cam Newton is he's a good learn of a playbook.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, there was a story that came out that he had a very good grasp on the New England playbook.
Yes.
And he was being the good teammate with Mac Jones. I would say at best he's got 30% of it.
Okay.
And it's modified because it's just different. You're going to see a ton of RPO.
Mm-hmm.
A ton. Now, the one thing that I will say, where I could be wrong, Washington's defense is very undisciplined in the linebacking core. So, Jamin Davis, this is going to be a week where a lot of this is on you. Because that's the pivot point.
Do I smell torture ticket on this one?
No, I'm not that confident.
Okay, I was going to say, because I think I'm definitely going to be on the other side of you on this one.
No, I'm pretty confident I know which game our torture ticket's going to be.
Yeah, you know me, narrative guy, and there's nothing like the emotions that are going to be. See, if I were going to a game this week in the NFL, could choose any game to go to in the NFL this week, it would be the Carolina Panthers hosting the Washington football team, because I think that stadium is going to be on fire.
It will be.
It is going to be unlike anything you've ever seen before. And I've been in that stadium when it's loud and it's crazy, but I don't think you're going to see anything, or you've ever seen anything like it.
Oh, it's going to be wild. That's not I have a funny feeling when we pick games tomorrow. Asheville Police Chief David Zack will be here. We will tally up the scores from last week.
Right.
I know I'm still a game behind Tank. I don't know how many games he's behind us, but I am going to reclaim my spot atop the leaderboard, and I will not be relinquishing it.
This is the week that it all turns around for you?
This is a week where I think there are a couple games that you're going to get wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those weeks where I feel like if I wrote down what I thought you were going to take before we picked these games, there are 2 teams on by, so there's 15 games this week, 14 if you take away the Thursday night game. I'll bet you I could get 13 of the 14 of which side you're going to lean to.
Okay, that's your homework for tonight. I want you to write down all of the games, make a graphic for it. Tomorrow morning in the Sportsocracy, when we do all of the game previews, we will flash up that
graphic at the end of the show, and we'll see how many you got right.
And
all right,
as I have a feeling it's going to be a lot.
It very well could be. It very well could be. I for one, think there are a lot of good games in the NFL this week.
The 1 o'clock slate is a disaster of a nightmare.
See, I disagree. I think Washington, Carolina is going to be good. I think New Orleans and Philly is going to be good.
Oh, New Orleans and Philly might set the NFL back 6 years.
And when I say good, I mean they're going to be competitive games down to the wire. You don't really know which way it's going to go. That could be a coin flip.
There's not a lot of big spreads this week.
Yeah, I don't think there should be.
I mean, there are a few.
I mean, yeah, like Cleveland and Detroit. That spread's probably not as high as I thought it should be. Let me guess. It's...
And I'm not sure. I'm not going to be on the other side.
Cleveland minus 9.5.
11.5.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. I'm not going to be on the blue side of that.
Really?
Yeah. I can't tell you definitively. I haven't picked all the games yet.
Right.
And that's one where I'm looking at the number going, man, that's a big number. That's a lot of points to give to a team that I do not believe in at all.
I think Indianapolis at Buffalo's got a good chance of being a good game. I think Green Bay and Minnesota's got a good chance of being a good game.
That one I'll give you. That's probably, with it being in Minnesota, you got a shot of that one being good.
Division game on the road. Everybody knows how much I believe in Aaron Rodgers, but I think it's going to be a fantastic week.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the week in the NFL. I'm excited for the week in college football.
Okay.
You got a slew of... I can't tell you they're going to be good games. I can tell you got a slew of bettable games this week.
All right, let's take a look at those coming up next right here on ESPN Asheville. You're in the Sportsocracy with me, Tank Spencer, and him, Jeremy Greene.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go, 240 westbound between Montford Avenue and US 1923 exit 3. Future 26 eastbound stop and go between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 westbound delays between Airport Road and Bavard Road. 40 eastbound stop and go between Oakdale Road and Sugar Hill Road. Near West Marion, an accident near Parker Pageant Road does have the right lane closed. 40 westbound Haywood County stop and go between Vines Creek Road and Harmondin Road. In the Fairview area, an accident Charlotte Highway near Cedar Mountain Road does have one lane closed. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
From the DuckDuckGo for Privacy Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex 12 Hour. Did you know that doctors use Mucinex? That's right. Mucinex is the #1 OTC brand doctors trust for themselves and their families. So with cold and flu season upon us, why would you use anything else? Grab Mucinex and put yourself back in control. Available at CVS.
Happy holidays don't just happen on their own. You make them happen with a little help from new appliances at the Home Depot. Because warm wishes won't roast that turkey. You'll want a new convection oven for that. An air fryer will help make the season light and delicious. And while you're at it, consider a new LG or Samsung fridge that's big enough to hold all kinds of Christmas cheer. Make the holidays yours with the season's best savings on top appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
At Napa, when it comes to serving you, their motor never quits. From next day delivery to curbside pickup to getting involved with local communities. Get the parts you need when you need them. That's Napa know-how.
Hi, break time? I know you. I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. It seems like you take care of yourself.
I do. I play tennis. I try to eat well.
What about screening for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. Colon cancer is more treatable when it's caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and is used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit requestcologuard.com.
I'm on it.
Excellent.
Shantae, can you sweep that, please?
Mina's salon business is growing faster than she can keep up with. She needs a new shop manager before her bookings go out of style.
Curtain bangs and balayage would look so good on you. Just hang on one second. Can you please answer that?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Napa know-how. When you buy the Napa bag for 99 cents, you'll get 20% off 3 or more items. No other bag saves you 20% on wipers, premium oil, headlamps, and more, which makes the Napa bag the best bag in the world. Sorry, handbags, man bags, punching bags, bagpipes, and even you, bags out of the eyes. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating locations, does not include taxes and fees. Advertised sale price not available in some states. Offer ends 11/30/21.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
ESPN Asheville, Tank Spencer, and Jeremy Greene back here with you, the Sportsocracy.com. That is your connection for the live video YouTube stream every weekday morning at 10 a.m. We're also live in the Sportsocracy on YouTube for the Sportsocracy radio show as well.
Chris Stansberry, he's in the YouTube stream. We always love seeing Asheville people in the YouTube stream.
Indeed.
We have people that watch us from all over the place. We have several people in Canada. So we always love seeing Asheville represent itself. We're very big fans of it.
We all know the primo matchup of the week in college football is, of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes against the Michigan State Spartans.
And I think that one's going to let you down. And Vegas is trying to tell you that.
Well, it is a big spread.
19.
I don't know that there has there ever been a spread between two teams ranked in the top 10.
Oh, yeah.
Where this spread has been that big.
Oh, yeah, it happens all the time. Yeah. It happens all the time. And it's usually with a team like Michigan State where Vegas doesn't buy them. And they're up there and they think that's wrong. I mean, as of right now, I'm trying to pull up the rankings that I get every week from Vegas. Michigan State, according to Vegas, is the 20th best team in the country. Behind Louisiana Lafayette, Houston, and Utah.
Which is dumb to me.
NC State fans, you're at 12 just for what that's worth.
I mean, they know more than I do, so...
They have gold fixtures for a reason.
Exactly. They have all the money to back up their things, and I have a little old radio show.
Yeah, I like our little old radio show.
I do love our little old radio show, and I love everybody who listens in as well and participates. I hope it's going to be a good game. I really want Michigan State to pull out the upset, but I just don't know that it's possible.
Oh, I don't. But the way I want this to go is very simple. Ohio State beats Michigan State. Michigan beats Ohio State. Wisconsin beats Michigan. And chaos ensues, and it's gnashing of teeth, and it's bad. And
you just want chaos everywhere.
Yeah, I love it. I root for chaos. As the Joker once said, or actually, Michael Caine once said, some people just want to watch the world burn. And I'm one of those people.
Alabama's at home against Arkansas as well.
I actually think that is going to be – that's one where I'm on the other side of the number.
What's the number?
20.5.
That's too much.
That's a lot for a team in Arkansas that's very, very, very physical.
I was going to say, and very ticked off.
Yeah. Yeah, Alabama's going to win this game, but 20.5 is a lot.
That is a lot. And, Alabama has had close games already this year. I was still shocked that the game with Florida was so close. I was shocked that the game with LSU was so close. there's been a lot of that fever going around of people saying that, Alabama may not be the unstoppable beast that you think they are. They may lose again, and we won't have to deal with this. Can they beat Georgia in the SEC championship game at all?
I don't think they're going to lose, but I think that number is really high.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they're going to lose either. I'm just saying there's a lot of people who believe that they're going to lose again, and if they're going to lose again, it's probably going to be this one.
I'm not going to be shocked if this is the week Cincinnati catches a loss and we don't have to talk about it anymore.
I'm pulling for it.
Tanner Mordecai's the best. That is the best quarterback they have faced all year.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I'm not telling you he's going to score a ton of points. I'm just saying this is an offense that can score.
And score pretty much at will.
Correct.
That Cincinnati defense, that vaunted Bearcat defense that only allows 16 points a game, they're going to get all they can handle from SMU this week. And I just don't know that they can – I don't know that they can match them score for score.
That's kind of where I fall in. Is Desmond Ridder has not been as good this year as you would have expected him to be against mediocre defenses, which that's what SMU is. But I get Tanner Mordecai. I mean, I know you've got a slew of defensive prospects on that side. This is a game you're going to get up for. It's in Cincinnati, but 11.5 is too many.
Mm-hmm. Also, looking at that Oregon-Utah game, I mean, it's going to be close. I don't know that Oregon can win it in a walk.
See, I don't think it's going to be. And that's one that I think they're baiting you. I think Utah being a 3-point favorite, they are baiting you into thinking this game is going to be much closer than it is.
Mm-hmm. But you think they can? You think Oregon can go in there and smoke them?
I think Utah can go in there and beat them senseless.
Oh, you think Utah can beat Oregon?
No.
Oh, that's what you
said. I think they can
said.
beat Utah senseless.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, Utah's a team that struggled mightily with Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, sorry.
And then, of course, there is a game of intrigue in the ACC. Wake Forest going to Clemson. And I still can't wrap my head around why Clemson's a favorite in that game.
Not going to lie, I can't either.
That's one of the dumbest things I've seen all week. Clemson is not good. The defense is good.
Mm-hmm.
The offense is not good.
No, the thought is that the defense is good enough to slow down Wake, and the offense is good enough to pick on a less than ideal Wake Forest defense.
They're mediocre enough to limp into the end zone a couple of times.
That's kind of the thought, is that they're going to keep that they'll be able to squash Wake Forest's offense and they'll score enough to win this game. I don't believe that, but it is possible. That's not one of the ones that jumped off the page at me. I didn't understand the line, but there are a few. I'll be honest with you, this is one of the few weeks that I have ever picked games on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had all 12 picks for tomorrow ready on Tuesday.
You were so sure of how everything was going to pan out.
And a couple of them have moved a little bit to where we're getting into, well, maybe I don't like it as much as I did, but I'm sticking with it.
All right.
This is it. This is the week. I'm hitting a moneyline parlay this week. 10-teamer. All the money.
Mm-hmm.
Ride or die. Let's go!
We'll have the double shot Green on Green coming your way tomorrow here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM. 880 AM, 1400. We'll get you set for the weekend. Don't forget to tune in to the Sportsocracy tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Just check us out at thesportsocracy.com. We'll be going over every NFL game for Week 11. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Little frontal system moving through will bring the showers early, and really no more than maybe straight scattered showers at best. Then we clear it out late, and it's going to be a little chilly. Now, we saw temperatures in the upper 60s to around 70 for the high on Thursday. We'll drop back to around 30 tonight. Friday with sunshine, low 50s, mostly sunny for Saturday, high near 50. I'm Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, when it comes to serving you, their motor never quits. From next day delivery to curbside pickup to getting involved with local communities. Get the parts you need when you need them. That's Napa know-how.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 240 westbound between Montford Avenue and US 1923 exit 3. Future 26 eastbound stop and go between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 westbound delays between Airport Road and Bavard Road. 40 eastbound stop and go between Oakdale Road and Sugar Hill Road. Near West Marion, an accident near Parker Pageant Road does have the right lane closed. 40 westbound Haywood County stop and go between Vines Creek Road and Harmondin Road. In the Fairview area, an accident Charlotte Highway near Cedar Mountain Road does have one lane closed.